Hey y'all, we're back. Okay, now I have my laptop so I can check to see if we're, okay, that might be why. Okay, we'll see if this works. Over here in farmland, the farmland Wi-Fi. Okay, so as I was saying, we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, then I'll just do it at a different time. As I was saying, there's the two different sides of it, right? So the science behind the top earners are focused on calibrating to a new set of standards for whatever the area is that they want to have amazing results in. So it's about mastering the area and it's about calibrating energetically to the new area. So you'll see, like, here's an example that's probably pretty far removed from people. If you see a younger girl and she has, like, one girl is sitting there and she's from a really healthy, amazing family, and another girl sitting there and she's from a family where she was sort of, treated poorly. Maybe there was some abuse going on, and a boy comes up to them, low network connection. I think it's cutting out again. And a boy comes up to them, the boy's hitting on both girls. The girl who has this strong background, has healthy boundaries, her energetic set point, right? Like her standards inside of herself are higher. She's going to reject that. She's going to push it away. Her standard of how she deserves to be treated is much higher than the girl who was from a more dysfunctional family. And we watch that play out all the time. We literally will watch that play out and be like, well, watch the girl who's already been through the abuse, allow herself to be abused much further than someone who has not gone through abuse. It is the same thing in your business. It's the same thing with wealth. It's the same thing with success principles. It's literally the same thing. It's exactly the same. You have an energetic set point inside of you that you will tolerate to a certain amount. Some people call it the upper limit. We call it an energetic set point. I think I made up energetic set point. I'm not sure. That might be someone else's. It might be mine too. So I just said we, but I might mean I. So, but really what we're talking about is your ability to withstand something and where you're calibrated to. It's a very real thing. We watch it play out with people all the time, right? Like, why are they staying in abusive relationships? All these kind of things. It's no different in the success and your wealth and your abundance, all of these kind of things. There's no difference. The amount of power that you're able to hold, the amount of success you're able to have, the amount of wealth that you feel worthy of having, all of these kind of things. So naturally, if you have some shenanigans holding you back in that area, it really doesn't matter how powerful you show up. People can have the experience of showing up consistently over and over and not having breakthrough and not having the experience that they want to have. Why? So yes, it's true. 80%, I'm going to spend 80% of my time teaching my audience and teaching my tribe and creating stuff for you guys to calibrate rapidly, because that's what required for success. However, that doesn't mean that we're going to exclude the 20%, which is having a strategy, like an amazing, powerful, well-proven strategy in order to be able to back all the work that we're doing to now be available for the success and available for the levels of abundance and available for the level of freedom and joy and happiness and experiences of life that we want to have. And having clients consistently say to you, like, you're changing my life. Like, this is so amazing. I'm so blessed to have you. I'm so lucky to be here. They're paying you and telling you, I'm so lucky to be here. I'm so happy to be here. That's the experience we want to have. But a lot of people can't handle that energetically. So we got to do the work to handle that energetically. But now we're talking about the 20%, right? So I want people to know that energetically, that is the biggest portion of your success, and you have to calibrate to it, right? Which is why even in the How program, even in this online business mastery program, I made it for 10 weeks on purpose, because even though I'm going to teach you how, I'm going to take what's in my brain on how I did this. How did I hit 390K my first year, scale to 500K my second year, and continue to scale my business? It went global within 2 years. It went global in the first year. This regular girl doing this makes no sense whatsoever. So what I've done is I sat down and was like, what were the key things that I did that contributed to my having such rapid success? And what I figured out while I was doing that was it was far more important what I didn't do than, maybe not far more important. It was equally as important what I didn't do as what I did do. Because what I see, hey Phil, what's going on, brother? Say hi to me if you're on. If you're new, I'm just pop down and say I'm brand new. This is my first time. If you're on the replay, just say I'm here on the replay so I can say hi to you guys. I love when my friends say hi to me. I feel very loved. Okay, so what we're doing is it's about learning the strategy. I'm literally taking from my brain, like, this is everything I know on how to actually successfully build your online business, and I'm putting it into your brain. I'm siphoning my brain for you and putting it into your brain. And even in this program, I'm going to break this down step by step for you guys and teach you how to do it. Let me just tell you, I'll tell you. And you guys can even go to the sales page. Even if you don't end up signing up, you're going to get value just from seeing, like, these are the actual tasks that I need to learn. So I think you'll find that the value of this program and what I've priced it for are phenomenal. I think you're going to be wildly excited about that. But if for whatever reason this program doesn't resonate with you, at least you'll see like these are the key things that I should be doing. And are you doing a whole bunch of crap that has nothing to do with those key things? Because most people are. Instead of going a mile deep and an inch wide, everyone's going like a mile wide and an inch deep, and they're wondering why it's not working. Of course it's not working. This is about taking some very specific targeted skills for online business. And by the way, there are hundreds of thousands of people out there doing all of the same thing. And none of them are stopping and like slowing down. They're just trying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try 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 this. And I'm going to have a breakthrough. And then, okay, oh, I finally got one client. Now I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Okay, I finally hit my 10K months. Oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm at 30K months. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Burnout is coming. Overwhelm is coming. I'm watching it. I'm watching this happen. I am watching burnout coming a mile away. And of course, I'm adjusting my business to be able to support and love my people when it's coming, but I'm trying to get to people before they get there. That is my intention. My intention is to get people before they're financially already spent all their money and didn't get the results they want, or they're physically and energetically completely burnt out from their business. And, or I would say the most painful one is doing the work, showing up fiercely, getting the result, and waking up on the other side of the success and being like, I hate my life, I hate my business, which is a very real thing. And it's very painful. I have consistently watched people go through that, right? So my intention is very, very clear. And I hope you guys hear this from the bottom of my heart. 80% is calibrating to the energy. Now, quite naturally, when my clients get in a container with me, right? Like even this Facebook Live is a container. You guys are going to calibrate to my energy on this Facebook Live, right? But when you're in a paid program where we're doing life together and we're going through it, the closer my clients get to me, the faster they calibrate to my energy, my wisdom, my thought process, all of the things that help me, the things that I calibrated to along my journey, right? So the closer we get, the more that's going to happen. So the reason I'm okay with teaching you how is because I know it's impossible for you to be in my program for 10 weeks and not calibrate energetically to me. You're going to calibrate your standards to my money standards, to my way of showing up on the planet standards, to my level of discipline standards, to all the standards that make my business very successful is a natural byproduct of you being in the program and in my energy. Make sense? So that part's covered. So we get to now focus on what are you actually going to do to build your business? Do you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm crystal clear on what to do for my business. I know exactly how to scale this. I know how to be seen everywhere. I know how to have a consistent, deep message. I know what my deepest message is. I know how to show up for my audience. I know what my brand is for my company. I know I write sales and I write blogs like a champion. I know what my top tasks are. I know exactly how to be compelling on a Facebook Live and be in my true energy, truly being myself, and then designing my business to be structured and fit my dream life. This isn't about just make it happen, just reach the first 10K. Why do you even care about reaching the 10K? Why do you care about making 30K months? Why does that even matter to you? What are we doing this for? What is the passion? What is the fire? What makes you feel like you couldn't stop me from doing this. Like you literally couldn't stop me. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this. Like you couldn't possibly stop me because I'm that lit up about it. That is what this business was meant to be. The skills I'm teaching in this program are simply, it's a vehicle for you to take all your passion and fire to the planet. And it's also hooks in the water, right? You can't catch fish if there's no hooks in the water. So we got to have hooks in the water. So basically what I'm teaching you is how to bring your passion and fire to the table so that it's authentically built around who you actually are and what your actual message is to the planet, designed in a container that you're super excited about and allows you to have your actual dream life, actually your dream life, not like oh, let's just do this and figure it out later. Like, no, you get to have your dream life right now. And then I'm teaching you guys how to have the container to bring that to the world so that we have hooks in the water, so that we have avenues like, okay, God, I have now created the avenue. Now you get to flow the people to me, right? And so when we show up consistently, you're going to wake up in the morning. This is what it's going to feel like going through this journey. You wake up in the morning and you're going to feel like you know who you are a little bit better in the beginning. And you're going to be really freaking excited. And you're going to love the energy inside of the group. We've got some powerful people in there. And I hold a really fun, energetic, amazing space, right? So you're going to start to feel like you know who you are a little bit more. You're going to start to feel energized and repassionate about what you're doing. You're going to have a lot of clarity about what you're doing and what my brand is for my Do you know that you are your brand, and what your authentic way of being is the brand of your company? And it needs to be clear to your audience what that is. Like that needs to be really clear. Hi, Mandy. So our work is for very like right from the get-go, we need to get really clear, like, what is the energy you're presencing? So when people are in your energy, when they're in your containers, when they're in your coaching, when they're, when they're using your products, whatever the online business is, that you're clear what their experience is and what the energetic container is that you hold, because that is your purpose and what you bring to the planet. Right? Like, basically, it's the thing that people, like, if you died today and people were at your funeral tomorrow, what would they be saying about you? Like, she was what? He was this way. This was the impact that they had on me. What is your natural way of being on the planet? And what is the natural things you've been through? Now, we don't niche out to people. We niche out to transformations, into problems and pain points and visions and longings. Those are the things that we niche down to. I'm going to teach you guys how to do all this. It's so simple. On the phone with my new client today, I broke this all down for her. She's like, I'm like, you get it. I see that you get it. She's like, yep. She's like, she can see, like, okay, this is very possible for me now. Hi, Narissa. Thanks for saying hi. I love when you guys say hi to me. Okay, so that's how you're going to feel at first. You're going to feel much more motivated, much more clear. You're going to feel like you know yourself. You're going to feel like this whole, like, what am I doing on this planet, and how am I bringing this into my online business, and what is my online business for on this planet, and how does this serve people, and how am I clear about my message? That's going to be the first things that you feel. And let me just tell you, when you wake up and have that level of clarity, it feels really, really good. It just feels really good. You feel like you know who you are on the planet. That's not a small thing. Now, we're talking about it in the container of your business, but that's what it is, right? After that, I'm going to teach you how to scan all of the online things. I'm going to teach you every platform, every single platform. I'm going to teach you Facebook. What is the point of Facebook? What is the point of your personal page? What is the point of a group? What is the point of your business page? What is the point of Instagram? What do you do on stories? What's the difference between Instagram stories and Instagram feed? What's the difference between Facebook stories and Instagram stories? What about an email list? What about a blog? How do you write a blog? What's the point of a blog? Do you like doing blogs? There's different kind of blogs. Which kind of blog lights you up? What about a Facebook Live? How do you be compelling on the Facebook Live? What do you do with the Facebook Live when you're done with it? How do you actually take these pieces of content? Because when you create a blog and that blog is just going on one spot and you get 30 likes and that's it and the blog is gone, that doesn't feel good. I did that for a year in my business and I was like, wow, that was a lot of time and work and energy and wisdom that's just like gone. It's just disappeared into Facebook purgatory, right? I'm going to teach you, when you write that one blog and that's going off to 6 different places, that feels a lot better. When it's organized and you have places for it and it's like you're creating content over time that's a value spot for your clients to go to, and it's being deliberately put out in different places in a very organized way, that feels really good. And guess what? You're more motivated to do the damn blog because that's just how it works. When something's being repurposed and it's being used powerfully in other places, you're going to sit down and do the blog because you're like, all of these places are going to be empty if I don't do this one blog or I don't do this one whatever. I'll teach you guys different methods of, like, not everybody likes to write a blog. I write kind of long blogs a lot because that's what I like to do. I have a lot to say, in case you didn't notice. But there's other powerful ways to do it. I've tried all of them. I love other ones too, and I mix them up, right? I'm also going to teach you, how do you get eyes on your stuff? How do you have consistent content that's really powerful? I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. And then how do you get eyes on it? Mandy, I only have 80 people on my Facebook. That's a problem. That is a problem. I just had a client say that to me today, but I only have 80 people. I know that I should, yes, it is true. Treat those 80 people like they're 80,000 people and they'll become 80,000 people. When you treat the area of influence that you have really well, like they're the most important people on the planet, that area, your area of influence will expand every single time. Yes, that's true. And 80 people isn't okay. Love the shit out of those 80 people, continue to expand, but I'm going to teach you how to organically build your business. That's the only thing I ever did. The only thing I've ever done is organically build my business. So simple, the simplest things. I look back now and realize that some of the things I did were brilliant, but I didn't know that. I just was hitting the easy button. I really was just being lazy. I'm kind of lazy, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am. But in my laziness, I find really brilliant things to do. So my entire business is very simple. I was talking to a friend the other day. I'm like, yeah, basically I like required hours, and like we were giggling because I was like, ooh, required hours is like an hour a day. Like required hours. An hour a day. This Facebook Live, I wouldn't consider required, right? I popped on because I wanted to love on everybody. The program Early Bird Special ends at midnight tonight, mandyperry.com/mastery. And so the Early Bird Special ends at midnight. I'm like, no, I need to tell people about this. This program is incredible. There's so much value. It's going to change everything in your business. It's hands down. It can't not. You're going to have the view from someone who's been successful for 3 years in this business. I'm literally going to hand it all down to the point that it's triggering me. This whole program has triggered me because I'm just handing it all over for a very low price. Very low price. I easily could have made this a very high-end program, but I really, really feel like this should never stop anybody from doing what they're meant to do. So I wanted to make it accessible to everybody. I don't care about your money. I care about you. Like, see, I don't want you to see the price point on this and then say, oh, this isn't that valuable. No, this is a $10,000 program all day long, every day, super easy, 10K, not like literally I could have easily gone to bed perfect and still felt like 10K was a value. So I do not want you to see the price point on this program and not understand the value that's coming your way. What would you pay to learn how to make multiple six figures with excellence working 3 to 4 hours a day? 10K? Yeah, that you'd be smart to pay 10K. You'd be really smart to pay 10K for that. Like really smart. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so just don't let that distract you, because I was actually really triggered about that. Now, once you learn the skill set for these things, then it's about consistency. So I'm also going to dig into, how do you be consistent? How do you actually show up when you've consistently not shown up? When what's wired inside of you is when stuff gets hard or when something comes up, you don't actually show up and do it. I am going to drill this so deep in you that there's no getting away from it. You are going to know how to show up consistently. It is my favorite thing that I know about myself. I feel very safe because I know I'm going to show up with excellence today. And as I show up with excellence today, I do what's required of me today. I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to worry about tomorrow when I crushed it today. So what is really painful is showing up at 60%. Like, oh, I did some of this stuff today and I'm kind of hoping it works. And I wake up with like, did it work? I hope it works. That is a horrible energy to run a business in. You cannot run a global business. You cannot impact the world, and you're never going to make multi-millions from the energy of, I hope that works. It's like we show up in a way where we know it works. That is the intention of this program, so that you have the skill set and the discipline and the wisdom and the excitement. It's really not discipline. I'm not going to teach you discipline. I'm going to teach you how to be excited so that you're actually compelled to do it because you want to do it. That is very different. That is the whole beginning of this program, so that you will be rooted into something that actually matters to you. I've told this story a few times. Oh, I feel that. I'm glad, Narissa. Yes. I had a coach one time in the beginning who was like, well, why do you want to do it? I think I was trying to hit 10K months back then. I was looking to hit 10K months. And she was like, well, why do you want 10K months? And I was like, I just want to spend more time with my kids. It's like a fad answer. I didn't want to spend more time with my kids. That's all I did. I wanted to freaking travel. I had never traveled. I wanted to like live. I wanted to feel like I contributed in a way where I wasn't just required to sit home because it's the only value that I bring to the table. I wanted to bring value to the table, make sure everybody was all set, and go frolic around the planet. But I lied in a way that I didn't know I was lying. It was just a habit to tell myself that truth. And I was rooted into that, and I was stuck, and I couldn't figure out why. Why was I stuck? And once I finally acknowledged that I'm rooted into, wait, let me get this right. I have to go show up and work really hard and do all these brave things so that I can spend more time with my kids and feel more trapped and more suffocated at home, because that's where I was. People can judge me for that, but I don't know why you would. I'm a human being. And I was very, very trapped. I hadn't traveled anywhere, and I'm kind of a wandering free spirit, and it was very difficult for me. I showed up for it and I did my job well, but it was very challenging and difficult. As soon as I gave myself permission, like, oh, how about I take the whole family on a vacation as soon as I hit my 10K months? I broke through and hit 10K months like in a week. I think it was less than 7 days. It is rooting into what you really actually want without the rules, without the freaking rules, without the lies that we tell ourselves, and not being honest and not being genuine. My friend's house that I'm here is an absolute genius. He's an extraordinary human being. And we were talking, and it's so funny because he does a completely different business, but the principles are always the same. It's like he says I'm a little bit different and the order's a little bit different, and there was a couple little bit different type of things in there that my brain wouldn't have picked up on, and mine were just a tiny bit different, but it was the same stuff. It was basically like being really brave and being honest about what you want, because if you're not telling the truth about what you want, then you can't have it. So you be really honest about what you want, and then you design a system that backs up what you really want, and then you do the work to bring your mindset and your energetic stance and your nervous system along for the ride, so that you learn the skills, you show up for it, you bring your nervous system along. You show up for the skills, you bring your nervous system along. Sometimes we advance our nervous system, and then we have to learn the skills to set up, which is actually what I'm seeing happening in this industry. What I'm seeing happening is everybody's doing the mindset work, which is new. 10 years ago, people weren't doing that. I mean, it's a really powerful change in our community and in our especially in this field, but in the world in general, people are really doing the mindset work, and they're raising their vibration and their energy, but they're not learning the skills to go with it. It's like, yeah, I'm happy, I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to magically wait. Like we were joking about that, right? Like the secret. I'm just going to sort of magically wait for it to fall in my lap. Or I'm just going to, as the human being I am right now with no skill set to do this, I'm just going to keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up. And then I'm going to keep doing the mindset work and the energy work to keep feeling better while I keep showing up, while I don't know the skill. But guess what? That doesn't feel good either. You can go in the back end and you can tell yourself all you want, like, I feel better, I feel better, I feel better. But if you don't know the skill to do something, and so it's not translating for you, that's incredibly frustrating. That's a waste of time. Why not just learn the skill, get the results, and then go celebrate in the back room instead of having to relieve the pressure of all the negative feelings? You're going to have negative feelings whether you get results or not. I mean, that's a skill that you want to have. This is a super valuable field. I teach it all the time. But you want to learn the skills to pay the bills. I hate that saying, and I just said it. I seriously hate that saying. Okay, so that is the intention of the online mastery program. It's all of those things put together. This might be a video that you might want to go back and re-listen, because I'm telling you some really valuable shit right now. Like, this is how, and what I did, I now understand. I didn't understand before because it just felt like everybody's way ahead of me, but I realized those people were like 7 years ahead of me. So I realized the way that I built my business was incredibly fast and rapid, and I didn't realize that. I now know the speed to which I had success is my most valuable asset. Other people have had success. I had rapid success and enjoyed the process for the most part. There were definitely moments where I had stuff going on that I cleaned up that was very difficult and was not an enjoyable experience. I think about 4 months out of the 3 years has felt pretty horrible. And it felt horrible those months. But I learned some really powerful things. What I'm saying is I've had incredibly rapid success, really genuinely enjoying the process 90% of the time. And that I just realized recently, it was like 6 months ago that I realized, like, that is the best thing that I can hand down to you. Like, if I can hand down to you how to have rapid success now, that is my most powerful asset. So I sat my ass down and I created a program that was like, okay, what are the biggest things they need to know? And what do they need to stop doing? And how can we do this work, accelerate it, and actually have you shifting your, like, calibrating who you are while we're doing the how, so that we don't have to stop and go back and forth, and we can do this a lot more fast, because that's how I actually did it. So I'm really mimicking how I actually did it for you guys, so I can literally take here and download it to you. The reason I'm doing it is because I've wished 7 million times someone would just download their brain onto me. Like, don't you ever wish you could just siphon someone's brain? I wish I could just, like, plug into her brain and, like, download all of it into my brain. Like, I thought that about the president of the United States many times. Like, many different presidents have been like, if I could just have everything in my head that they have in their head, that would be so amazing. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to download the how to build your online business into your brain, and that is that. But this is the process, and this is important. And even if you don't decide to move forward with me, I hope that you actually, like, re-listen to this and really let yourself sink that in. Like, those are the keys to success right there. We can't do either. We can't just be learning all the how and not calibrating our nervous system, right? And don't learn how from a bunch of different sources. Like, I'm going to take all these different pieces. You're just going to get overwhelmed and shut down. And you're going to feel like, I have no idea what to do. It's going to feel so overwhelming. Don't do that to yourself. Our brain is not meant to operate that way. Our brain is meant to, like, understand something, implement something. Go understand the next thing, implement it. That is how you keep a clear mind, and you keep that steady, rapid pace of excellence, right? That's how you master something. It's like a soccer player, right? I used this analogy earlier. It's like, if I'm there and I'm your coach and you kick the ball wrong, I'm going to come over the first time you kick the ball wrong, and I'm going to help you adjust the way you're kicking the ball the first time, so that the 75 times after that you kick the ball, you're doing it the right way, and the neural pathway that you're correcting is, I'm doing it the right way. I have all this practice of doing it correctly. Versus when you're doing it by yourself 75 times, and then you do a free webinar, and then you have someone tell you the right way to do it, and then you start doing it the right way after 75 times of doing it wrong. Now you're going against the grain instead of just doing it correctly from the beginning. Does this make sense to you? So if you've already done it 75 times, that's fine. There's no time like now. Let's not wait any longer. And if you're from the very beginning, great. Let's learn it correctly from the very beginning. And the things you're implementing to scale your business, because I cover all social media on this one, right? When you're doing that, I cover Instagram, I cover YouTube, I cover Facebook, and then I cover the different modalities within those. Sales pages, all of that kind of stuff, right? And then I cover the modalities within those, how to do them correctly and easily and effectively and efficiently, so that you're not building bad habits and sticking, because when you build one bad habit in this kind of field, it shows up in every other one. So if you don't know how to market correctly or write sales and copy correctly, it's going to show up in your blog, it's going to show up in your email, it's going to show up in your sales page, it's going to show up on your everything. Like, it's going to be everywhere. You're just scaling the chaos and scaling the messiness. You're scaling the very clear fact that you don't have the skill to do that, and everything is learnable. All the skills that I have, I learned how to do. None of them were innate to me. Like, oh, I innately know how to do this. That's not real. That's not a real thing, right? You learn the skill how to do it, and you learn how to do it with excellence. And a lot of times I notice people that I mentor underneath or that I've studied with, they don't tell me the real good stuff I just watch what they do, and I learn the real good stuff by watching what they do, not by what they teach me, right? So a lot of the times they're not teaching the really good stuff, which is, I'm going to be honest with you, triggered me a little bit to teach you guys. I can see why a lot of other coaches don't teach it, because it is triggering, because I worked really hard to learn this stuff and I'm just handing it over to you guys. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, because my motto is I give everything I have to give in every moment until it triggers me. And this one did trigger me, because I'm just handing it all over. You don't have to go in like back end study. I'm just going to hand it to you, and I'm going to hand all of it to you in every single piece, and all I got in this I'm going to hand to you, because I want to see everybody double, triple, quadruple their income rapidly. I want to see people hitting 300K months, 500K years. Like I just want this to go rapidly, and it's available. Why not, right? We're going to get ahead of the curve that's coming, because there's a big crash coming. All of those coaches that came in and they're messing around, they're not investing, they're not getting with experts and learning how to do this right, they're going to be flailing, and there's going to be a massive group of people that are all flailing and all like, I don't know how, and they're going to be running out of money, and they're going to be stressed, and it's going to be like this really damaging experience for people learning to be a coach or learning to do online businesses. And I really feel unavailable for that, because these are some of the most incredible people on the planet. They're all the people who walk through the fire with buckets of water out for everybody else who's on fire. So like, they're all burned up, but there they are with the buckets of water helping everybody else. It's those people, and I'm unavailable for those people crashing and burning, because nobody taught them how to do it, which is why I created this and made it incredibly affordable for you guys. So early bird ends, I don't know what time it is, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight. The early bird ends. It's going up by like $250, something like that. mandyperry.com/mastery. If you have any questions, if there's anything that you're wondering if I cover, I had a man reach out and say, can men join this? Are you kidding me? It's my honor. You are so rare. What a rare thing for a man to show up and do this level of integrity and work and be in this kind of field. It is such an honor. So we have 2 men in there now. Of course, men are welcome. The other question I had was, would I specifically be going through each platform? 100% specifically. Everything you need to know on the platforms, I'm going to teach you. And yes, I will be teaching you how to calibrate, which is the most important part. It's 80% of it. So of course I'm teaching you how to calibrate. I don't even know how to teach you anything without teaching you how to calibrate. It's what I do. Don't actually know how to do that. If you have any other questions, I'm trying to think if there were any other questions. It's 10 weeks. It begins July 15th. You have access to me in the Facebook, so the whole entire 10 weeks. This is why this is so valuable. It's not just that I'm teaching you these 10 modules. I'm available for you the whole 10 weeks. In the Facebook, you can ask me anything. You can tag me in anything. You can get feedback on anything. You can have me check your sales copy. You can have me check anything. Like literally for 10 weeks, you're gonna have access to me. That's amazing. That is really amazing. I hope that's sinking into y'all. All right. I love you very much. Have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, just comment below or PM me, either one. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. If you feel like you got value on this, or other people might be interested in this kind of program or this kind of training, feel free to share the video or tag your friends below. That would be really amazing as well. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll talk to you soon.